Elevator Action. One of my absolute favorite arcade games when I was quite a bit younger. And this is the Commodore 64 version of it. Yeah. Your aim is to go in through the blinking doors, get the documents inside, get to the bottom of the building, and then jump into your car and get to the next building. Rinse and repeat. If you can actually play the game. I think most of my generation will probably remember this game in the arcades, and in our local, it wasn't an arcade, it was a takeaway thing, where they had usually 3 or 4 arcade machines people could play on while waiting for their food. This game drew a rather large crowd usually, and there was a lot of competition about who could score the most points even in it. But the Commodore 64 version of this game is not very good. It's actually dishearteningly bad. You can duck, but it doesn't help. You can't duck for bullets. You have to try and jump over them, and that requires a timing I don't possess. Probably because I'm an old man. For some bizarre reason, hitting the lower level with the lift there kills you. There's no checkpoints on the way down. If you die, you get sent back to the top of the level. You can have 1 bullet on the screen at any given time, and sometimes when if you're on the lift and shoot while moving down, your bullet will travel upwards and stay on screen for an extended period of time, effectively preventing you from shooting for a while. Yeah. Oh well, during the recording of this video, I actually started looking for how many blocks I could. I'm fairly sure that bullet got him straight in the face, but it didn't die. Yeah, okay. I took some time looking for ways to get the game to behave. Aha, so when they die, their bullets disappear apparently. Interesting. Anyway, as I was trying to say, well, the 3rd time now, I spent some time trying to get the game to misbehave, and that was surprisingly easy. I could get some enemies to spawn halfway through the floor. I could, the bullet went through him there. Oh, is that, yeah. I found out that the faster you try to move, the more funky the game starts behaving. I managed to die getting onto a lift for no apparent reason. I managed to die jumping on and off a lift for no apparent reason. Apparently if the lift is at ground level, it's very dangerous for some odd reason. In the arcade version you can jump and knock out the bad guys that way. Not the case in this version. You can use the lift to squash bad guys in the arcade version. That's neither the case in this version. The sprites randomly disappearing, doors you've already been in still blinking. Oh, this is a well-programmed game even. The soundtrack is great. The soundtrack is actually quite cool. I quite enjoy the soundtrack, but part of me is a bit sick of enjoying soundtracks about Commodore 64 games and not much else. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of good games for the Commodore 64, but there's also an awful lot of absolute rubbish, and sadly, this game belongs in the rubbish pile. But it's rubbish in a cute way. It's not. I don't want to touch this at all anymore. It's just it's fun to try and break the bloody thing, and it's so easy to break. I mean, it's so easy to get to behave like absolute garbage, and there's something enchanting about it for some bizarre reason. I'm not entirely sure why I enjoyed it as much as I do, but yeah. Yeah, another coin op conversion that utterly failed flat on its face. But at least this one made me smile while it was failing flat on its face. It's just hilarious. It's the interaction with anything is just so broken. Yeah. Quality control, what's that? That's what other people do. We don't. We just make games that are popular in the arcades, and then we try to force them down the throat of unsuspecting people thinking they're getting a half-decent experience. So just for reference, I'm adding a short clip of the arcade original. Not much, I don't want to overdo it. Just so you can see how the original arcade looked like, and not exactly the most complex game ever. The arcade version is very, very enjoyable, unlike this game. But I can't even be mad at this game because it's so brokenly bad. It's actually hilarious. I'm actually finding it absolutely amusing to see how the game is just misbehaving. It's just, I mean, it's just. Is that where yeah. I walked atop the lift and lifted it up through the floor, and then I went through the bottom of the lift because it was raised. It's just, I mean, it's just, you gotta laugh because it's so, I mean, how can you break a game this badly? Obviously it's possible because this is a display of a game that is absolutely and utterly destroyed internally. It is actually hilarious. I mean, I should be annoyed, I should be mad, but I'm not. I'm finding it extremely amusing for some bizarre reason. But what else can I say? But not a very good arcade conversion, but at least this one made me laugh, so I will give it that much credit. And on that note, I'm going to say thanks for watching, take care, and hope to see you in the next one, which is hopefully a bit better than this completely and utterly broken mess. Oh, it actually makes me laugh. Bye bye for now.